Yo dudes, Hippykillerz back once again, and it's time for another vid, and this time it's a response. Wow, a response. I don't do many of these, but this is a response to Spinnernet's video. He just made a video about who the 12 greatest Canadian wrestlers in his opinion are, and I thought it was a good list, so I thought, hey, I could do that, but I'm narrowing it down to 10. I'm not including women, because he includes Trish Stratus, and I don't think it's fair to put Trish in with the blokes, because I just don't, for some weird reason. So, here's my top 10 Canadian wrestlers of all time. Kicking it off, number 10 is Johnny Devine, the Hot Shot, yes, from TNA. Hugely underrated in my opinion. I reckon he's a very good worker in the ring. If you put him in a match against someone, he can usually deliver. The likes of Jay Lethal, he's had good matches with. I remember seeing him once in a match against Alex Shelley, which was very good. He's competed in a few World X Cups with Team Canada, of course. So, and very underrated promo guy as well, Johnny Devine. So Johnny Devine coming in at number 10. Number 9 is the big Val Boski himself, the porn star legend, which is Val Venus. Not a lot of people. I didn't know he came from Canada until, what, a couple of months back. So I was pretty shocked by them. Sean Morley. You know, he's a pretty good worker. Not anymore from what I saw on TNA. I'm like, oh dear, yeah, you should retire, mate. Oh, should I? Yes, you should retire, Val. Go on, go make porn. Like that. You know. But I just remember him putting on some decent matches. 2000 he was shite, wasn't he? I didn't know what his gimmick was. It's like, he went from porn star to being with Trish Stratus, and he had no gimmick apart from that Trish was his manager, and then he went to right to censor. But Valvos, been a fan, yep. So he's at number 9. Number 8 is Christian. What to say about Christian? Originally, when Edge and Christian split up, I was a bigger fan of Christian. You know, I just thought he had more to offer, and then as years went on, it was just like, you're not really doing anything apart from having temper tantrums. And then he reinvented himself as Captain Charisma, and I, you know, thoroughly enjoyed that gimmick. Then he had a good stint in TNA. You know, the thing about Christian is he's one of those wrestlers, and this is like most Canadian guys actually. I've come to the realisation that if you put a Canadian wrestler in there, for the most part, because if you put like, oh, I don't know, like Robert Roode, because Robert Roode is bad. If you put Robert Roode against anyone, you probably won't get a good match. But if you get guys like Christian or Val Venus or Divine, you will get at least a decent match. That's what I've come to the realisation of. So Christian's number 8. Number 7, oh, this man I cannot get enough of at the moment, Kevin Steen. Oh, what? He is a master of the microphone. I could just watch him hours and then just cut him promos. This feud with El Generico, who funnily enough is number 6, is El Generico. He pretends he's Marcus Luchador from Mexico, but he's actually Canadian. And these two, they were a great tag team, a great match with the Briscoes, Ages of 4, the American Rules, you name them, they've probably had a good match with them. And now they've split up and Ring of Honor, and now they're having what is, my view, feud of the year. I don't care. I don't think anything else apart from Punk and Mysterio can top this. And it's still going on, and they're having their first match in a couple of weeks. I'm very looking forward to that match. Steen, brilliant in the ring. Generico's probably the better of the two in the ring, but Steen can cut amazing promos. Generico is a wrestler along with Dave Richards right now. You put him in the ring with someone, you will get a 3-star match out of him. Like that. Guaranteed. Number 5. If you had asked me to do this list a year ago, this man would probably be number 1 for me. And that's Edge. I really used to be a huge Edge head, if you will. You know, I bought his DVD, very good DVD, I recommend it by the way, but I noticed something with Edge. It was when he got injured in 2008, and he came back and he had the Mike Knox beard going on like he just came down from the hills. And he Survivor Series 2008. I thought there's something about Edge. It's not the beard. I quite like the beard. Shane got rid of it, but Mike Knox had it. It wasn't the. There was something different about Edge. Then he kept getting injured. And nowadays I can't stand him. It's a shame because he was really one of my favourite wrestlers, and now I can't even stand the sight of him wrestling or just cutting a promo. And they tried to face, and it's like, what? The spear, man. I can't fathom. Oh dear. So, but despite what's happened to him now, he's still gonna be pretty high in my books from the past. So he's number 5. Number 4, Chris Benoit. Arguably, one of the greatest wrestlers that ever lived. Maybe not in ring, not overall wrestler, because he wasn't a great promo man, but every time, so many matches. Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels. God, you could name practically anyone he's had a good match. That was the thing. He even had a good match with Sid once. Imagine that, Sid. Psycho Sid Justice. Bloody hell. It's just a shame of what happened, really. But Chris Benoit, number 4. Number 3, Bret Hart. Shock and horror, Bret Hart's my number 3. I'm not the huge Bret Hart fan. I appreciate what he's done. I enjoy his work, but I don't see the factor about him, the wow factor, the wow, he's a great wrestler. He is a great wrestler, don't get me wrong, but I don't reckon he's one of the best ever. I can't see that. But you know, he has had good matches. His match with Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13 is one of my favourite matches of all time. And it's just, from what I've heard about him backstage, and you know, just watching him nowadays in the E, you know, I can understand that he does come across as a bit of a egotistical, whatchamacallit. Sorry if that gets me heat, but that's just the way I think. So he's number 3. Number 2 is his younger brother, Owen Hart. Owen Hart, shame. Should have been champ. I even saw a video once where he beat Bret for the title, which was like 94, I believe. What a year he had in 94. He had that WrestleMania 10 match, that steel cage match. What else has he done? He was in a good tag team with Yokozuna. He was in a great tag team with the British Bulldog. He had good serious matches with Steve Austin. Hell, he even made a good tag team with Jeff Jarrett. I mean, Jeff Jarrett, people, come on. If any man can make a good tag team with Jeff Jarrett, they deserve to be high on anyone's list. So Owen Hart, number 2, surely missed. A great promo cutter, brilliant wrestler. But number 1, it's got to go to the man with the plan, not Brian Kendrick. Chris Jericho, Y2J, the Ayatollah of rock and roller. ECW. Great in ring, not so great on the mic in my opinion. Goes to WCW, still great in ring, but he developed the Jericho-holic gimmick. Superb. That was my favourite funny comedic heel of all time. Then he goes to the E. Yeah, whatever. Not so great in ring because they water it down a little. Well, in my opinion, but phenomenal on the mic. Phenomenal. Not as funny as is in WCW, but he was phenomenal on the mic. He was doing great things with the Rock. And then he turns heel, and he started off as a heel, then he turned face, and then he went to heel again. First ever undisputed champion. Come on, people. And then he does nothing for about 3 years. He had a good match. He had good matches. I'll give him that. But, and then he goes away. Comes back 2007, and it's like, this isn't Chris Jericho. This is not Chris Jericho. This is just a carbon copy of Chris Jericho being watered down by Triple H. And then the feud with Shawn Michaels, and perhaps, if a wrestler that was so popular as an original character can go forth and reinvent themselves as a hated figure in wrestling that easily. I mean, people literally at the height of it, they would fucking boo him out of the arena. Fantastic stuff. Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels, one of the best feuds of this generation. Hands down. Credit to both of them, but Jericho, just to reinvent himself like that. And now he's a general in the E, and rightfully so. I reckon. Now Michaels is gone. He is the man that you can rely on to do good matches, and it's a shame that WWE didn't realise that. So there's my list. Let me know what you think down here. Hippykillerz signing out and drinking tea.